Peace. This is a Meat and Potato Sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is shadow work is forever. So I want to discuss shadow work and I also want to give a story. I remember when I first started doing consultations 3 years ago, and I'll never forget when this person that I gave a consultation to said this to me, and I can't even lie, family. The Kobe Bryant of magic, your mentor, I blew the assignment. So we were talking. I was giving the consultation because she recommended, the person recommended me to her. So we talked, and I discussed shadow work with her, and she said, "I've already done shadow work." So, knowing me, I said, "Well, how long have you done shadow work?" And she said, "3 months." I said, "Oh, so wow, I guess I must have been doing it wrong." And she said, "I don't need to do no further shadow work." I said, "Yes, you do. Shadow work is forever. It's until you leave this earthly existence." Well, needless to say, she didn't like that. So I didn't have any more consultations in the future. For her to make that arrogant assertion, that told me that she was not going to excel on the metaphysical, let alone the left hand path. She wasn't going to excel in that endeavor. And this is something that I really want to hammer home to a lot of people. People have to get out of this erroneous assumption that just because you practice magic is that all your problems are pretty much going to cease. No, if anything, they intensify because you have to remember any form of magic can be dangerous, especially the left hand path, because there are forces that are going to conspire to see what you're made of or to break you. That's why you see many people running in droves and going back and making amends with their sky daddy. That's why. So you have to be very, very careful with this path because yes, there are dangers and it is an arduous journey, but it is the most rewarding if you stick with it. So this is why you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to do shallow work for a couple weeks or a few months, maybe even a year, and that's the end of that. I would have to respectfully disagree. And I do want to read something from this book, and I will be using this book in a future class. And these are some affirmations I want to go over with the family. One, I deserve lightness and to not always feel burdened by my thoughts. Remember, a lot of us get stuck in our head. Two, introspection is a tool by which I can learn more about myself and the scripts I repeat. Three, in the patterns of my life lie some ideas I need to revisit and rework. Lastly, I am capable of the work necessary to unlearn and start anew. Now, this is page 66, and I'm going to read a little bit from page 67. You were born with unique talents and gifts. Often these gifts reveal themselves as some natural interest that continues to grow over time. When you're offered support and continual encouragement, even with natural talent, you need resources to cultivate these gifts. Sadly, not everyone is fortunate enough to have supportive loved ones who foster the development of these traits, talents, or personal gifts. This is very important because when you're doing what you're doing, you have to remember something. Our parents, or even our adopted parents, if they're broken people, they want to pass their brokenness on to you. So when you come here, the good thing about shadow work and dealing with magic, as you will find out as you go along that you'll take to it like a fish to water if this your vocation, and you will find out so much stuff about yourself, and it will be rewarding if you stick with it. Your shadow is not going anywhere. Your job is to integrate it. That is your assignment while you're here, to integrate the shadow. It's not going anywhere. You're not going to get rid of it. And it's not something that you could do like, oh, I'm just going to do this for a few months and, I've conquered it and all that. No, it's not about conquering. It's about seeing who you are, good, bad, somewhere in the middle. And the book that I will be using for the upcoming class is the Shadow Work Workbook by Jor-El Caraballo, Self-Care Exercises for Healing Your Trauma and Exploring the Hidden Self. This is the book right here, family. So, shadow work is forever. It is what it is. And the thing about it is that the more that you work with your shadow, it's not about suppressing it, it is about understanding it. So, with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.